Hello YouTube and welcome to Begruntle. Today I wanted to talk about the key to beating anxiety and depression, and it's probably not what you think it is. Before I get started, I just wanted to say that for me, anxiety and depression go hand in hand and come at different times or sometimes together. I suffer more with anxiety than depression, and usually depression follows days of high anxiety. We are all different people, and I can only speak from my own experience and what works for me. With that said, let's get on with the video. When I first started having anxiety, I was looking for a way to stop feeling so anxious all the time. I would have periods of high anxiety and days of low anxiety that would last days, weeks, or even months, and depression would usually follow suit. I started searching the internet for anything that would give me relief. If you've tried an internet search for anxiety or depression relief, I'm sure you've come up with an overwhelming amount of information. One time, I tried no MSG for a few months. I lost some weight from cutting out the processed food, but I still had anxiety and depression. I tried exercise, but that didn't fix it. I tried meditation for a while, and then became a vegan, then low carb. I've taken several different supplements, and I used my friend's magnetic pad that you lay on, but nothing seemed to work for me. I was at my wit's end, and I started to believe that nothing would fix me. I wondered why some of these worked for other people, but not me. Some of these methods were tested in studies and had really good results on the people in the study. Then I noticed that the studies never said they were cured of anxiety or depression, but that they had less anxious or depressed days. One thing I noticed about my own anxiety is that it was up and down all the time. It seemed like for no reason at all I would be more anxious at certain times, and that would affect my whole day, from the way I slept to how well I did with my depression and agoraphobia. I pictured it like one of those wave graphs that went up and down with high and low peaks and valleys. So instead of looking for a fix-all silver bullet cure, I thought, if one of these solutions give me less anxious days, it's worth it. So I started with exercise because it seemed to have the most universally high results on mental well-being according to the studies that I saw. After a few weeks, I already noticed that I had less days of anxiety and improved mood, and if I missed a day, I did have more overall anxiety. Even just a simple walk in the morning had a great effect on my anxiety. So I thought, if one of these works, what if I add another? So I decided to go with what I felt was the next important factor to mental health. I started eating healthy. I cut out processed junk food and I started eating more whole foods, especially fruits and vegetables. And after some times, I was having even more days of lower anxiety and depression. What I figured out was that instead of trying to find one fix-all cure, I needed to have an arsenal of tools at my disposal. I had to attack anxiety from multiple sides. I realized I needed to bring down my baseline anxiety so I had lower peak days. I also noticed in the studies that I read that some methods they used took months before they saw results. I was trying some things for a few weeks and then decided it wasn't working. When I first tried using exercise, I thought, well, I'm still having anxious days, so this isn't working, and I just stopped exercising. I didn't see the benefits until I started looking for overall good days versus bad days instead of expecting complete eradication of anxiety. Another mistake I was making was I would do a successful treatment for a while, and then I would get used to a new baseline and forget how far I had come. Or I would feel like I didn't need to keep doing it anymore because I felt better, so I would just stop. Then after a few weeks, my overall anxiety would start to get worse again. Just like a great weight loss plan, treating your anxiety or depression for life requires a lifelong lifestyle change. I had to accept that if I was prone to anxiety or depression, then I have to live a lifestyle that's conducive to that. Sometimes that means eliminating possible triggers as much as adding those anxiety relieving activities. So to sum it all up, the key to beating anxiety and depression is you need a good plan of action. You need multiple tools in your toolbox. I started with the most studied and proven ways of controlling anxiety and depression first: exercise, diet, and meditation. Also, getting out in nature and getting lots of sunlight is a great benefit. Then I started taking supplements that I feel have been properly studied: omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D in the winter. I began eliminating sources of triggers from my life like news and certain social media. Your plan may be different than mine. Your plan may include medication and or counseling. You may have different triggers than me. The key is to start with the basics and don't get caught up in strange treatments that have no proven track record or empirical data that's not from a company selling a product. Stick with what you do for at least 3 months. You need to track your progress so you can look back and remember how far you have come. Track your good and bad days and maybe then tally them up for the week or the month. Don't expect instant results or complete elimination of your anxiety or depression. Everyone experiences anxiety and sometimes depression. The goal is to get it to a normal range that's manageable. Thank you for watching my video. I hope this information helps anyone who may be suffering from anxiety and depression. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more information on overcoming anxiety and depression. Until next time, stay begruntle.